With police in place and the streets cleared, the man once tipped for greatness in China arrived to hear his fate. And through state TV, it came. Guilty with life in prison. It was more than many expected. But then, with this image as proof, this trial was in part about a government trying to show no one is above their law. From beginning to end, including this verdict, details were dripped out online to us outside and the public nationwide. The relative openness for this, a Chinese trial, surprised everyone. Even the wry smile present throughout this trial was broadcast to the nation, a reminder of a man whose charisma and trademark flair set him apart in Chinese politics. He was a socialist with swagger, and with his far-left policies and revival of Chairman Mao's ideals, Xilai appealed to a significant section of Chinese society. That put him in a clear power struggle with the current leadership. But it was a murder which set his fate. Neil Haywood was the British businessman and close friend of the Boer family, found dead at this hotel in November 2011. The conspiracy began to unfold. Xilai, Boer's wife, was convicted of Mr. Haywood's murder and became the star witness against her husband, who was accused of abuse of power, corruption and bribery totalling £2 million. He had become the convenient poster boy for the government's anti-corruption drive. And so, through the foreign media outside and the domestic media inside court, the government has wanted this to be seen as the fair trial of a corrupt crook. He may well have been corrupt, but this is much, much more about the political purging of a man who posed a real threat to the communist leadership. Talking politics in China is sensitive, but a few in Jinan did stop with their views.
I am growing more and more confident about our country's justice system.
I thought he might get a light sentence because he was a high-level official, so I'm satisfied.
For China to be able to have an open trial is great progress.
And getting reactions like that, according to academic Chu Feng, was precisely the government's aim.
If Xilai's trial had been clearly unfair, that would probably have been counterproductive. It would only increase Xilai's popularity. A fair trial is more likely to make his supporters accept the result.
He'll head now to prison. Sources have told Sky News he'll almost certainly appeal. But even if he does, his fate is probably as good as set. Mark Stone, Sky News in Jinan, China.